encourage our young men and women to look at going across to different countries and making a mark for India, showcasing our strengths. And it is with that larger objective, dovetailed with our efforts to promote investment, to promote tourism, to promote technology coming to India, to promote new age businesses in a bigger way, that trade today is focusing its energies, which you saw in the 10 elements of the export promotion mission. The 3 we have already launched, the 7 launched today. You will find a directed effort. How can we make life of our MSMEs easier through registrations across the world, through getting the best of testing facilities, both in India, engaging with partners to do MRAs with other countries, sharing risk and enhancing availability of credit, particularly for the micro and small industry, in sufficient measure to be bold, go across to new markets, not necessarily take wrong risks, but business is all about taking some risks. Our effort to take our startups to the rest of the world, our effort to take delegations and exhibitions and warehouses to different geographies. Many of you are aware of Bharat Mart coming up in Dubai. The excitement I am hearing about the businesses wanting to locate there, showcase their wares, market from there to across the GCC, across Africa, across Central Asia, Central Europe, encourages us to think of other geographies. Can we have a warehouse in New Jersey? Can we plan a warehouse in some place in Europe to feed the European Union and EFTA and UK markets? Can we look at a warehouse somewhere in the border of Malaysia and Singapore? They just set up a new SEZ there, where our exporters will get an opportunity to engage with businesses in the ASEAN region, in Singapore, from there to Japan and Australia, Korea, New Zealand. India today goes from a position of strength, and that strength comes from all of you. It is the power of 1.4 billion Indians that encourages us to look at a 25,000 crore rupee export promotion mission. It's the energy that you bring on the table. After all, it's no mean achievement that in the first 14 days of February, we are already at double-digit growth in our merchandise exports. People can clearly see new markets opening up. Many exporters said me, we are not even waiting for the FTA to come into effect or become operational. We started engaging, we started taking delegations. I think Puranji here was telling me that. We are going around to the countries you finalize FTAs with. We'll even take the business and start the business so that we can test market, we can start capturing customers before somebody else in India does. And it is that competitive spirit which will help us really grow big in the world market. The schemes that Mr. Agarwal, DGFT just shared with you have come out of a lot of engagement with stakeholders, where we realize that maybe empty containers being placed at the right location is an important element on export promotion. Giving training to our MSMEs right at the bottom of the pyramid at very remote areas, small companies, to upgrade their technology. How important it is to focus on quality. Prime Minister has been talking about quality in every occasion that he's got, right from 2014. What can we do to take the message of sustainability, of quality, of the new markets that are open, of our competitive edge? After all, with our low per capita cost, we can be most competitive in any market in the world. And when you combine that with the demand of 70% of the world's population, or 65% of the world's population, which is covered under our various FTAs today, just imagine the scale at which we can operate. The sheer skill of our people, and the speed with which our Reform Express powers on under Prime Minister Modi. And some of you may recall that was his mantra right from his Gujarat days. Speed, scale, and skill. And that's exactly what we are offering as a bouquet. Along with minimum government, maximum governance, which is also Prime Minister Modi's mantra. I am very, very confident that with these efforts to promote e-commerce, for example, a market of $250, $300 billion, where our presence is barely 1%, where we are really looking at probably engaging 1,000 people. Commerce Secretary and I were discussing yesterday. By announcing it before you, in a way, I'm fortifying myself that it becomes a done deal. I'm looking for 1,000 young men and women. And please share this message. We'll have an open door policy, allow people to come in and get interviewed here. We'll give them a 3-year contract. We'll train them as trainers. And let them go to the 780 districts all over the country and take the message of the world market, take the message of India's growing stature in the world, take the message of what support government gives, not necessarily only Commerce Ministry. We have the Agri Development Fund, which will support you to do post-harvest processing. We have the Matsya Sampada Yojana, which will help you to process seafood. Already our shipping and our fishing ministry has launched 3 days back online issuance licenses for fishing in the EEZ exclusive maritime zone that we have. It's a whole of the government approach. Our trainers will be trained to know what are the opportunities available. How our innovation fund, how RDI or Anusandhan, NRF can help even small companies engage with new research. How our startup fund of funds in DPIIT tranche 2 can help our deep techs, maybe in some remote corner of Kerala, or coming out of Trichy in Tamil Nadu, or Siliguri in West Bengal. Let me add Barabanki in UP, नहीं तो आप बोलोगे election states का ही नाम लिया है. And I am very confident that India's growing engagement with AI, our effort to get the best of technologies and equipment from the world. I mean, just now, a few minutes back, I saw a very ridiculous proposition that the leader of the opposition, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who probably doesn't get an audience anywhere else other than the Twitter X handle, make a comment that India has committed to buy $100 billion every year from the US without a counter commitment from the US. I think he lives in a world very detached from reality. All of you here are exporters. Were you happy with the 50% tariff? Was your business prospering? Were your jobs safe? Was Tirupur able to export apparel? What was happening to your leather industry where lakhs of charmakars and workers are working? What had happened to our marine seafood exports? All labor-intensive sectors were suffering. Now, once that rate comes down to lower than any of our competitors, we are lower than anybody else who's an emerging market or a developing economy. And plus, having safeguarded all the sensitive sectors, it's a great win-win solution for both countries. Will your businesses prosper at the 18% rate we have negotiated? Along with many zeros that will come in gem and diamonds, many zeros that will come in spices. Our farmers, spices, masalas will go to the US at zero duty, as they will go to European Union and many other developed nations. And along with that, does this country not need GPUs? Will we not need technology equipment? Will we not need aircrafts? Unless all of you are very happy that you paid top dollar to take a flight to Delhi for this program. Or all of those who didn't come today possibly didn't come because they didn't get an air ticket. We need airplanes in India. As our steel production doubles, and it's slated to double from 140 million to 300 million in the next 5-6 years, huge investments, almost 10 lakh crores investments, are in the pipeline in the steel industry alone. That steel will need coking coal. You are all businessmen in this room. Is it better to have 2 sources of a product or 6 sources of a product? Where does the competition help? It helps you bring down costs, helps you negotiate better, helps you get a better deal, better quality, better prices, better availability, timely availability. So as we open our doors for products that India needs, and as we buy from trusted partners in the developed world, our own economic growth story will be given a huge spur, a huge thrust. And that is what will keep India the fastest growing large economy. As we have been for the last 4 years, we will continue for the next 25 years to be the fastest growing large economy. Exports will play a very important role in our effort. There are many things that we need to import which support our exports. We have opened the doors for wider competition in products that are needed for our growth imperative, which will help us expand our exports faster, which will help us expand our services exports, equally important for our future, which will help us earn income from tourism with a larger number of connectivity and planes available for the country, which will help us create crores of jobs in different industry segments, service sector, in the tourism industry, in our innovation ecosystem, the R&D ecosystem, which will provide opportunity for our professionals across the world. And keeping this in mind, I think very clearly, India is on the right track. We make sure
that our sensitive defensive interests remain protected. All our agricultural produce in India remains protected from the markets
where there is any competition. We ensure we open our market for consumer benefit in several areas. I'm sure when we allow high quality pharma products or super expensive, complicated medical devices to come to India at lower or zero duty, we are serving 1.4 billion consumers who are also a stakeholder in the development. I started by mentioning that this is World Day of Social Justice. We have a responsibility cast to 1.4 billion Indians. 140 करोड़ देशवासियों को एक अच्छा भविष्य देना है, उज्जवल भविष्य देना है, उनकी आशा अपेक्षा आकांक्षाओं को पूरा करना है। उसके लिए स्वाभाविक है हमें अवसर देने पड़ेंगे, अवसर नॉट ऑफिसर्स, अपॉर्चुनिटीज। और दोज अपॉर्चुनिटीज, संभावनाएं बहुत बड़ी है। अब भारत उन संभावनाओं को पकड़ता है, उसको आपके समक्ष पेश करता है। दुनिया के साथ हमारा रिश्ता दुनिया भर में आप देख सकते हैं। भारत का आज वर्चस्व, भारत की जो साख आज बनी है, भारत के निर्णायक नेतृत्व के प्रति जो विश्वास आज पूरी दुनिया प्रकट करती है, जिस प्रकार से पूरी दुनिया चाहती है भारत के साथ संबंध बढ़ाएं। मुझे लगता है शायद पहली बार होगा कि यूरोपियन यूनियन और भारत के बीच जो फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट फाइनलाइज हुआ है, 27 के 27 देश चाहते हैं कि हम वो जल्दी फाइनलाइज करें। कई तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स और प्रेसिडेंट्स मुझे मिलने आए हैं कल, और मैं सर्जरी के कारण बाहर नहीं जा पा रहा था। तो ये भारत की ताकत, आप सबके 140 करोड़ देशवासियों की ताकत है कि उन्होंने प्रोटोकॉल नहीं देखा, पर ये अप्रिशिएट किया कि मैं मुंबई से आया हूं, सून आफ्टर द सर्जरी दे केम टू मीट मी। और सबका मैसेज ये था, भाई ये एफटीए को जल्दी आगे करिए, इंप्लीमेंट करिए। और मर्कोसुर तो 2019 में फाइनलाइज किया था ईयू ने, अभी तक स्ट्रगल हो रहा है। और हमारे प्रति 27 देश चाहते हैं जल्दी इसको इंप्लीमेंट किया जाए। ये भारत के बढ़ते हुए वर्चस्व की निशानी है। शायद इसी ईर्ष्या के कारण कुछ लोगों को तकलीफ होती है, कुछ लोगों को देखा नहीं जाता है कि भारत दुनिया का डेटा सेंटर का कैपिटल बनने जा रहा है। कुछ लोगों को तकलीफ होती होगी शायद कि कम से कम 20-25 लाख करोड़ की तो कमिटमेंट्स पिछले 4 दिन में आई हैं, अपार्ट फ्रॉम द 7-8 लाख करोड़ की कमिटमेंट्स जो पहले अमेजॉन, गूगल सब ने अनाउंस कर चुके थे। तो लगभग एक प्रकार से $200 billion commitment in the AI summit, another $100 billion before the AI summit. And looking at the huge success of the AI summit, you can jolly well imagine what will come next. And all of this is going to provide opportunities. All of this is going to be a bright future for 140 crore Indians. All of this is going to mean opportunities in the whole ecosystem and export earnings. Our Indian talent being put to high use. India becoming the global center for renewable energy, because these data centers run on renewable energy. India becoming the center of innovation, because we provide innovation at 1/3, 1/4, 1/5 the cost in the developed world. India becoming the provider of talent pool to the rest of the world, because countries are doing a mobility partnership with India. More and more countries want high quality Indian engineers and talent to go and serve them. They want our caregivers, they want our technicians, they want our nurses, they want our doctors. The world is our stage, ladies and gentlemen. Let us not miss the bus. I seek your support, whether it's the export promotion councils, whether it's the industry associations, whether it's our friends from the media. Please do not fall prey to a business as usual condition. Please do not be in the cozy comfort of the past, and certainly don't get carried away by the negativity that some people are all the time propagating. Be positive. Let's power on India's economy on the strength of our international engagements. Let exports be at the forefront of new jobs, new businesses. Let's reach out to the new markets with our fantastic work, our products, our handicrafts, our handlooms, our textiles, our leather goods, our sportswear, so many labor-intensive items. Let's become the service provider to the world. European Union alone imports $2.7 billion of services, $2.7 trillion of services. Can we not aspire to be exporting 300 billion to European Union? Can we not aspire to be exporting 200 billion of services to the developed nations in our neighborhood or to the United States of America? So much and more is possible. So let's take the message of the export promotion mission across the country. Let's embrace cross-border business. Let's invest in quality, scale, talent and skill. Let's get certification and compliances sorted out across the world. Work with the approach of the whole of the government working as partners in the progress and prosperity of India. And let us all collectively make Bharat the world's most trusted, most competitive, and most inclusive nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind message, your directions, your guidance in driving this whole momentum forward, sir. I think you made a very important mention that today is the World's Day for Social Justice, and we believe that launching of these 7 components under your directions today, I think is a very important day for all of us also, sir. आपने संभावनाओं की बात की सर, संभावना और अपॉर्चुनिटी को कैसे एक्शन में कन्वर्ट करना है सर. 3 चीज़ें आपने सर, जब ये मिशन लॉन्च करने के हम डिस्कशन के लिए आपके पास आए थे, आपने कही थी कि हमारा फोकस होना चाहिए कि एमएसएमई एक्सपोर्ट्स को बढ़ावा मिले, नई मार्केट और नए प्रोडक्ट्स को बढ़ावा मिले सर. तो आई थिंक सर ये सारे कंपोनेंट आपकी डायरेक्शन में, सेक्रेटरी सर की गाइडेंस में, आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक यू सर. वी आर एबल टू लॉन्च देम टुडे, एंड आई ऑल्सो एक्नॉलेज द contribution of all the subcommittees. My colleagues are present here. They have worked in last few months to ensure that those guidelines are prepared. Not only colleagues from Ministry of Commerce, as I mentioned, whole of government approach, Ministry, MSME, DPIT, banking sector, even EPCs who have contributed, sir. We acknowledge their support to us in launching this, sir. 3 चीज़ें जो सर important है सर, जो आपने पहले भी बोली कि not only we launch it, we deliver on it, सर. तो सर आज जो हमारे स्टेक होल्डर्स जुड़े हुए हैं, चाहे वो हमारे इंडस्ट्रीज़ डिपार्टमेंट के सेक्रेटरीज हैं स्टेट से, हमारे आरएज हैं जो ऑनलाइन जुड़े हुए हैं, और साथ में सर हमारे ईपीसी कुलीग हैं और जो कोऑर्डिनेटिंग मिनिस्ट्रीज़ हैं सर, और इन सब का भी मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा सर. इनके सपोर्ट से हम ये मिशन आगे लेके जाएंगे सर. और how do we diversify in new market, how do we deliver to the expectation given by Secretary sir, given by you sir. We'll all try our best and we will not fail you sir. We will deliver and get back sir. Thank you very much sir. Thank you all the colleagues. Sir, we will go ahead accordingly sir, and with your kind permission may I kindly also thank again once again all those people who have joined us online, and may I invite people who are present here to join us for lunch sir. I really thank all of you and also my team who have really worked very hard to make this happen today, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Sir, we have made this e-booklet which will be kept on our website. And will also be widely shared across the country, sir. This indicates this has all the schemes which are being launched today, sir. And the operational guidelines, the implementing agencies, the details of all the schemes have been brought in here, sir. We really thank Honorable Minister and all the dignitaries present here on the dais for launching this momentum approach towards export promotion mission, which is primarily focused on MSMEs, new products and new markets, sir. May I now kindly request Honorable Minister for his guidance, please.
Secretary Commerce, Shri Rajesh Agarwal ji, Secretary Economic Relations, Shri Sudhakar Dalela ji, Shri Suchindra Mishra, Special Secretary Commerce, Shri Love Agarwal, Director General of Foreign Trade, all the distinguished colleagues from the Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of the Department of Promotion of Industry and Industrial Trade, other colleagues from other ministries who have joined us today, friends from particularly the export community and industry associations. Distinguished. Inclusive growth is something that will lead to social justice. And over the last 4 days, we have truly witnessed India at the forefront of the global effort to leverage technology, to leverage international engagement, build partnerships, generate trust. And I'd like to begin by complimenting Shri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Prime Minister, and my colleague, Shri Ashwini Vaishnav ji, and of course our own Minister of State for Commerce, who's also Minister of State for IT, Jitin Prasad, and that's why I couldn't be here, for the phenomenal success of the AI Summit. It has truly brought India to the center stage of an evolved future, not only for India, but for the entire world. This is going to set the base, the platform on which we will see the rapid growth, the inclusive growth of India and all Indians. This will provide opportunity to our young men and women going forward. It's going to open up a flood of opportunities with more and more investments coming into this field, whether it's data centers, whether it's engaging with artificial intelligence, machine learning, quantum computing, whether it's developing our own language models, LLMs, whether it's seeing how we can be at the forefront of applied AI, where we have significant talent and skills and strengths. Clearly, this week has set the stage for a very bright future for India, and coupled with our own effort in the Ministry of Commerce to open the doors for all of you, our industry, our exporters, our farmers, our fishermen, our MSMEs, to larger global markets, particularly in the developed world. Ultimately, if you go to see, 70% of global GDP and 2/3 of global trade is today open to India. In the 9 FTAs that we have finalized, including the first tranche of the BTA with USA, we have got preferential access across sectors, across geographies and continents, in 38 highly developed economies, 37 economies with per capita income ranging from $25,000 or $30,000 to $200,000. Mauritius is the 38th country which has slightly lower per capita GDP, but is not our competitor in any way. It's a financial services and tourism oriented country. Even there 60% of the people are people from India, largely from Bihar. And you can clearly see the direction in which India is moving forward and the world's own efforts to engage more deeply with India. I dare say, while on the one hand one can say it took 20 years to complete the European Union trade deal. It was originally initiated sometime in 2006, launched in 2007. But the reality is that India could never think big. India never had the courage of conviction that we can engage with the 27-nation bloc of Europe. At that time, UK was also a part of the EU. Or with the EFTA nations, so effectively covering all of Europe. India was very hesitant. India didn't have the confidence. We were only looking at fear and were scared of the developed world. At that point of time, other than Japan and Korea, Singapore and Brunei are very small economies. Previous governments could not engage with the developed world, but landed us up with FTAs with our competitors. It is under Prime Minister Narendra Modi that today India can, with confidence, protect our defensive interests, our sensitive sectors, yet get significant benefits on our offensive sectors, create win-win situations, find solutions to delicate issues that used to hold back FTAs. And ever since 2022, I would think, when we started the new wave of engagement with these countries, India has not looked back. Whether it's our FTAs and trading arrangements, opening our doors wider, both in goods, services, investments, whether it's providing ease of doing business through lower compliance burden, decriminalizing laws, easing processes and procedures, whether it's our effort to work with other nations in technology, looking to attract investments, looking to bring the best of class technologies for our talent, our STEM graduates, our young men and women full of enthusiasm, full of positive energy to engage with the world, as we witnessed in the AI summit. Whether it's bringing G20 to India, and possibly, if I may dare say with Sudhakarji's permission, the best G20 that has been organized so far, covering nearly 60 cities across the length and breadth of India, including Kashmir and Arunachal Pradesh. Every state covered, different cultures, different the diversity of India at display for the world to see, showcasing our strengths. We have truly prepared the ground for India's journey in the Amrit Kal towards Viksit Bharat 2047, a developed, a prosperous nation when we celebrate 100 years of independence. The benefits of global trade should reach every MSME, every entrepreneur, every startup, big or small. Our effort is that new products go from India to, or new services go across continents. Our effort is that new markets are captured. Our effort is to promote new exporters, encourage our young men and women to look at going across to different countries and making a mark for India, showcasing our strengths. And it is with that larger objective, dovetailed with our efforts to promote investment, to promote tourism, to promote technology coming to India, to promote new age businesses in a bigger way, that trade today is focusing its energies, which you saw in the 10 elements of the export promotion mission. The 3 we have already launched, the 7 launched today. You will find a directed effort. How can we make life of our MSMEs easier through registrations across the world, through getting the best of testing facilities, both in India, engaging with partners to do MRAs with other countries, sharing risk and enhancing availability of credit, particularly for the micro and small industry, in sufficient measure to be bold, go across to new markets, not necessarily take wrong risks, but business is all about taking some risks. Our effort to take our startups to the rest of the world, our effort to take delegations and exhibitions and warehouses to different geographies. Many of you are aware of Bharat Mart coming up in Dubai. The excitement I am hearing about the businesses wanting to locate there, showcase their wares, market from there to across the GCC, across Africa, across Central Asia, Central Europe, encourages us to think of other geographies. Can we have a warehouse in New Jersey? Can we plan a warehouse in some place in Europe to feed the European Union and EFTA and UK markets? Can we look at a warehouse somewhere in the border of Malaysia and Singapore? They just set up a new SEZ there, where our exporters will get an opportunity to engage with businesses in the ASEAN region, in Singapore, from there to Japan and Australia, Korea, New Zealand. India today goes from a position of strength, and that strength comes from all of you. It is the power of 1.4 billion Indians that encourages us to look at a 25,000 crore rupee export promotion mission. It's the energy that you bring on the table. After all, it's no mean achievement that in the first 14 days of February, we are already at double-digit growth in our merchandise exports. People can clearly see new markets opening up. Many exporters said, we are not even waiting for the FTA to come into effect or become operational. We started engaging, we started taking delegations. I think Puranji here was telling me that. We are going around to the countries who finalize FTAs with. We'll even take the business and start the business so that we can test market, we can start capturing customers before somebody else in India does. And it is that competitive spirit which will help us really grow big in the world market. The schemes that Mr. Agarwal, DGFT just shared with you have come out of a lot of engagement with stakeholders, where we realize that maybe empty containers being placed at the right location is an important element on export promotion. Giving training to our MSMEs right at the bottom of the pyramid at very remote areas, small companies, to upgrade their technology. How important it is to focus on quality. Prime Minister has been talking about quality in every occasion.
Violet lithography machines essential for advanced ships, or ARM in the United